What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, and it's time to talk about the March ban list. Yeah, I did a prediction video. Didn't get to my semi-limited and unlimited, but it's probably better that I didn't, because I had a lot of changes, and ban lists usually don't have that many changes. It wasn't really predictions, it was just what I want to see hit every single deck, make every deck terrible, make Plant's best deck ever, essentially. But yeah, I'm gonna go over the real ban list, what I think about it, and yeah, I'm gonna have it up on the screen right now, but I'll just read it out really quick. Forbidden is Sangan and Wind-Up Carriers and Mighty. Restricted or 2-1 is Wind-Up Magician, 1 day apiece, Solemn Warning. Semi-restricted is Tsukiyomi, Thunder King Ryo, Advanced Ritual Art. No longer restricted or unlimited is Spore, Kalute, Lumina, and Shein Smoke Signal, and the new little update that we got, Mind Crush. So, what do I think about this list? Well, I was kind of hoping to see Mermails get a small hit, like even Dragoons to 2. Like, that deck's really good. But that's not what is going to happen. Prophecies didn't get hit at all, they actually got strengthened by the fact that one of the main cards that screws them over, Thunder King Ryo, is now at 2, but as Pro Winston and Slim X Team Symmetry, the point that they made was that people usually don't run Ryo at 3 unless you're playing like straight up anti-meta. Like if you're gonna side or main Ryo in a tier 1 deck, not being anti-meta, and anti-meta usually isn't considered tier 1, then you're usually only being running 2, so it's not that huge of a hit. But still, I can see why they did it, because they want to promote Prophecies and it hurts Prophecies. That's also probably the mentality behind hitting Solemn Warning, is that Prophecies have Spellbook of Wisdom, and Warning and Solemn are, you know, pretty much the only cards that get around that and make it so that they can't Wisdom. The same thing with Vers, how they have their Infestation Pandemic virus card. So, you know, they have that sort of stuff that's Lance-like cards. So, yeah, I can see why that was hit. 1 day apiece is just a dick card, and so I can definitely see why that was taken off. Tsukiyomi, I'm just jumping all around, but yeah, Tsukiyomi, no one was using it, so I can see it going into Semi and do Unlimited next format. Advanced Ritual Art is an interesting decision, but it's not going to change anything. If this card hits 3, I might start thinking about running it, but right now at 2, it doesn't make much of a difference. Like, one more card of consistency in a ritual deck isn't that great, and the only really good ritual deck out there is Gishkis. So, yeah, and they've already sort of hit them, though I do have my Brute Force Gishkis, which I'd like to update someday. But yeah, like, the more traditional rituals are just ass. Like, I tried making a Demise OTK deck, and that deck was alright back in the day. It's still not good now. One of the coolest things about the deck was priority, and you can't do it now. So you play him, Demise, and they're like bottomless, and you know, back in the old days you'd be like priority, pay 2k, bomb the field, and then go off with whatever you have, your Swing of Memories, Megamorph combo, or hit your Gear Town. So yeah, like, that was really cool back in the day, but now you can't do that anymore, because no more priority, and so that deck's kinda screwed. I saw someone running a Herald of Perfection deck, which I'd like to try out. It's definitely not gonna be tier 1, but it might be some interesting tier 2. It's definitely something interesting to try out, so I'll look into that. It's probably not gonna be great, though. As for the Forbiddens, and the murder of Wind-Ups, the Wind-Up Massacre of 2013, as I like to call it, wow, they don't want people playing Wind-Ups. People saying that Wind-Ups are going to be okay, I mean, in a way, it's like, if I'm walking around, if I'm an Olympic runner, and you shoot me in the leg, that is what they have done to Wind-Ups. Sure, they got some stuff, you know, they got their leg that wasn't shot, which was Shark and Factory, so that stuff should still be pretty good. You could be a nice little Olympic hopper, But at the same time, people with 2 legs are going to be a lot better than you, which are decks like Prophecies and Mermails and Fire Fist that didn't get hit at all. So, yeah, the wind-ups are really not worth playing unless you want to find out some weird build, but without Zen Mighty and Magician, the deck just loses a lot of speed and playability. And Senga being forbidden, I can see that. That card searches too much stuff. Like, a lot of the most powerful cards in this game right now are under 1500 attack. You got your hand traps, you know, your Maxi, your Veiler, your Rescue Rabbit, your Tour Guide, Insector stuff. There's just a whole ton of stuff that is under 1500 attack points, so I can definitely see why they would hit that. It is a hit sort of to Macro Rabbit, so though they didn't directly hit that by limiting Rabbit or Tour Guide, they indirectly hit it by hitting Sangan, so now people are going to have to run like Tour Bus, which isn't going to work too well in combination with Macro. So, yeah. I hear people saying Dark Mimic level 3. What are you talking about? Just run Tour Bus. Like, there's monsters in your graveyard usually you'll want back. Like, Tour Bus works out fine, and I just don't see why people are thinking about running that stuff unless you 100% need a ton of monsters in grave. Just run Tour Bus, guys. Like, I don't understand what people are thinking about not running Tour Bus. Now talk about the no longer restricted, because it changes some cool stuff. I guess I'll go least exciting to most exciting. Spore doesn't make a difference. You can only use it once per duel. If that was different, then maybe this would be interesting, but it's not really a boost to plants. I really wanted Lone Fire to 2, and I'm praying for it to happen in September. I know, the ban list isn't even out yet, and I'm praying for the next one. But, yeah, that's just how it is. Really, my thing was like, why don't you bring back plants so that they can support your new Synchro era? Like, plants are a completely synchro-oriented deck, along with Mizuki. I was thinking Mizuki did too. Bring back zombies. They're great at synchroing. They're great at exceeding. They're just good for, selling more product. But maybe with the September list, because a lot of stuff usually changes on that. Then Chance Smoke Signal. Really don't like that they brought Smoke Signal to 3 but didn't ban Gateway. Really don't like that. At least they don't have Shien to 2, like that other list was saying, but it's kind of annoying having it at 3. The deck's going to become more consistent, which, not saying that I prefer a Luxac deck over a consistent deck, but I prefer a deck like, you're taking a Luxac deck and adding consistency to it instead of taking out the Luxacness and putting consistency in, which is why I think they should have banned Gateway, but we'll just have to see. Sams are an interesting deck to deal with. I think they're easy to side against because triple Kinetic Soldier, I side 3 sometimes, 2 sometimes. That card, what Sams usually can't get over that unless they have like Irao or, go into a, the big guy, the 4000 attack beater Excalibur. Yeah, and then you deprison that and they just quit. But, yeah. Interesting stuff. Lumina? 2-3? Not much of a difference. People still aren't going to play Lightsworns. I know they're pushing them, and I think if we get some more support in the new Light set, then I can see people playing Lightsworns. But right now, some people are hopping on the Lightsworn bandwagon. They're not that great with Lumina 3. Lumina is not a broken card. As Pro Winston and Slim were talking about, yeah, I already referenced them once. I'm going to keep talking about them because they did one of the biggest discussions that I really care or really identified and thought, yeah, this is very true. Everything you said was right here. It doesn't matter unless they bring back either Charge or Honest. They were talking about Honest to 2 because Kalut's going to 3, which I'll talk about in a second. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I'd like to see Honest to 2. I can see it definitely happening in September because of the new Light set, and they want to push Lights. So I can definitely see that happening, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it happened. Charge is a really good card in the deck, though, so I don't know if it'll come off of 1 ever. I'm guessing sometime, because it's not horribly broken, but it's kind of like a rota. It's like an e-call for the entire deck, but it also helps them get to their win condition, so that's why it's at 1, and e-call's at 2, so I think that's fitting. Then Kalute to 3, people also jumping on the Blackwing bandwagon. Guess what? Blackwings still aren't tier 1, guys! Even if you have that nice little surprise. Ooh, I got my monster who got sure here. If he attacks into with anything, discard Kalute, and then they pop it with Fire Fist guy that pops monsters. I don't remember the exact name, where they pop it with a freaking Atlantean. Like, guys, Blackwings aren't that good in this format because you got Atlanteans and Fire Fists running around everywhere. You got Prophecies with High Priestess. People don't need to attack into your monster. They can just pop it. Like, Inzectors. Stuff is all like New Age Inzectors, sort of. Not in the fact, that it's similar to Inzectors at all, but the fact that it's popping stuff. Like, Blackwings aren't going to be that good unless they come up with some synchro, which I'd love to see in the new synchro set, that is resistant to destruction, like sort of a reverse Armor Master instead of by battle, resistant to like being destroyed by card effects. I would love that. That would help the deck out a great deal. But right now, Blackwings aren't going to be that great. Whirlwind to 2 would have helped them out a ton. Gale to 2 would have helped them out a ton. But those things are kind of extreme. And, I might be able to see Konami putting them, higher and bringing some stuff back on the September ban list. Then again, I can see them just leaving Blackwings in the dust. But, yeah. The last card is a card we just learned about, not really long ago. When the ban list first came out, no one was hearing about this card, and that's Mind Crush to 3. I'm fine with this card. This card takes skill to play. You have to wait for your opponent to do stuff. It helps out Dark Worlds, sure, but really? Do you care that it helps out Dark Worlds? The deck that is not seen at top at a YCS and a regionals or forever. At least no one's talking about it, because I haven't seen a top video, like Vexicus and other people put out videos of decks that tops. I see tons of Fire Fist and Wind-Ups and all this stuff. I don't see any Dark Worlds topping. Like, people just aren't representing Dark Worlds because one of the main things is that they don't have a good game 2 and 3, so if someone can find out something that will make them more oriented towards game 2 and 3, something to help them out in that area, that would be great. But right now they're just not that good. Anyway, that's the ban list. I'm gonna stop talking your ear off as I do in all my videos. We're running sort of long, so yeah, I'll just end this off here. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. I have a little outro that I want to play for you guys, so yeah, you guys can see that. I made it. Looks nice. I don't know if I'm going to change the song yet. I don't know what song I'm going to be using as of recording this, so yeah, just look at the outro. Eat it with your face. Yes.